Hi, hey, and welcome to the Clarity Show podcast, the podcast which brings clarity around SAP solutions and modern tech. I'm Elena, the host of the podcast, and today I have a Nitish with me, an SAP BRIM architect with, I'm not exaggerating, literally billions of years of experience delivering BRIM projects. Hi, Nitish. Very happy to have you here.
Hi, Elena. Happy to be here as well.
Today's topic, I would say, quite niche, but it becomes critical when the BRIM projects are already live and when revenue is on the line. So today we are talking about BRIM optimization or BRIM audit. Let's start with the basics. Can you please tell me what is BRIM audit and who actually needs it?
So think of it as a financial health check for your revenue engine. What we do at Clarity, we examine your system, your SAP system, across 5 critical dimensions. You have revenue leakage. So we look at where you're losing billable revenue due to rating errors, contract misconfigurations, or simply usage data loss. The second thing we looked at is cash velocity. So we look at metrics such as days sales outstanding and the invoice to cash speed. Then the most common one is the financial close speed. So how SAP BRIM impacts your ability to close the books, be it monthly, quarterly, yearly. So we look both at historical data and also looking at live data that you have in the system. So fourth, we assess your system against IFRS 15 and ASC 606 compliances, not only against the standards, but also against what auditors might actually flag during pre-IPO or SOX reviews. Last but not least, it's the platform ROI. So what customers are already paying today, so what SAP native capabilities that customers are already paying today that they aren't using. And you would be surprised to find that there's been a lot of innovations in the past year with SAP BRIM that customers are just not taking advantages of.
Okay. And now let me switch my roles, my hats. And I would like to ask several questions from the position of kind of a skeptical customer. Because for me, when I hear audit or inspection, my immediate reaction would go like, for example, I'm the customer. We have implemented BRIM with one of the big 4 companies. And now you want to tell me that they have missed something?
Not missed, more like deferred. So implementation success means going live by the deadline day with a committed set of functionalities working. Your big 4 firm or whoever implemented SAP BRIM did exactly that. Now, a couple of years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago, when the customer implemented SAP BRIM, design's decisions were made on 3 factors. Requirements understood at that moment, technical capabilities or features existing in BRIM there, and timeline pressure to go live. Right now, all those 3 have changed. Do you know how many customers go back to optimize the BRIM system? Maybe 1 out of 5. The others, they're just running on frozen in time configurations since go live. If you ask me, it's size and opportunity or vulnerability depending on whose side you're on.
Okay, but still talking about the implemented BRIM, everything is working, bill go out, money comes in. So what's wrong with that?
It looks good, right?
Yes.
Bills going out, money
indeed.
comes in. That's the definition of working system. Let me tell you about a customer I audited last year. So it's an ad tech customer based in France. And one of the issues they were facing is the billing processes were taking longer and longer each month. I don't remember the exact numbers, probably something like month 1 was 14 hours, month 2 was about 27 hours, month 3 things started getting crazy. We were touching 30, 35 hours, but already the CFO forecasted that very soon it will reach a time where we will, and especially if you have an error and you have to go back and rerun the whole billing process, you will definitely miss the 3 days revenue recognition deadline. So we inspected their system, and you would be surprised. The system was not broken. It was working exactly as it was designed. The architect designed the system or built the system at the time. They didn't expect to have this huge volume of usage event or huge volume of customers that they have today. Kudos to them. So over the years, they have grown exponentially. But what it also means is one of the business logics they had, which is they're offering to the customer tiered volume discounts, which means the higher you use, the better the rate. Business schemes that we see everywhere. But the way it was implemented is every month during the rating and bidding process, for each customer, we were going back in time from beginning of the year to relook at the whole usage history to determine first whether this customer still falls within the tiers that was defined, because you have different tiers like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, where as you climb up the tiers, you get better discounts. Which means that every month they go back, re-rate everything. Doesn't matter if the customer has upgraded the tier or downgraded. If the customer still didn't change his tier, we go back, recalculate to re-give the same discount or price that was locked in. And what this end up happening is every month you're doing re-rating of millions of transactions when maybe only 5% of these needed to be re-rated. So what we did with the team, we look at the scenario, understood why they did what they did at the time. It was we didn't have such comprehensive re-rating functionalities. They also, in terms of timeline pressures that they had to go live, decided it was easier to just re-ingest all the usage event to refactor in what tier does this customer falls into. So what we did now, we configured snapshots in the rating engine, which is SAP conversion charging, had some counters to track the eligibility of the customer live, and only trigger automatically re-rating, so rerunning the process for customers who have jumped a tier. And basically, when we started 14, 27, 30 hours, now it was a more linear processing time where basically every month the whole rating was completed within 15 hours.
So actually, this sounds pretty much compelling, but I would like to go again to those skeptical customers. And I think you could agree with me on that customers have those kind of fear or doubts about any sort of audit or inspection. So because they picture consultants as the people who walk in and say, oh my God, everything is bad, the system is broken, everything is awful, and actually you need hire us to fix everything.
That's what you're saying is a typical FUD that consultants get associated with. So consultants bringing in fear, uncertainties, and doubts, basically saying, hire me, otherwise everything is broken. I do hear you, but nothing is broken. If something was broken, if bills were not going out, revenue not being recognized in time or at all, if the system was crashing, you would be in crisis mode and trying to fix it. What you have is far more insidious. You have a system which is running at 60 to 70% of its capability, and no one realizes it because there's no catastrophic failure. No one realizes how much money you're leaving at the table.
Actually, when you put it like this, it makes a lot of sense now. But going into other direction, now I'm thinking about demoralization. Let me explain my train of thought. For example, there is a team who spent a couple of years implementing this big BRIM project, and everything live, everything working pretty nice. And then third party comes in and they do this audit, this inspection, and who actually gonna love that?
Well, depends on the phrasing, right? So we're positioning this as an evolutionary optimization, so not like an implementation failure, because like your previous question with the Big Four, Your team did exactly what was asked from them at the time, with the knowledge they had and the tools they had. Now it's more like, what have we learned during the time we are running BRIM? What are the new things available that we can take advantage of? And I've never had a customer or any member from the customers team says to me, I wish we would have done this differently. What they always say is, I wish we would have known this at that time.
Okay, expanding on this team problem, for example, I already have this implementation partner who is working with BRIM, and we have a long contract, and they work on continuous optimization. I wonder, do I create a conflict between this implementation partner and the partner who is performing audit?
Based on experience, we haven't seen any conflicts because the audits, at least ones that I've personally participated in, they were already implementation partners or partners who were running service contracts and maintenance contracts with the end customer. So, and they were actually quite happy for us to come in and audit what they are doing while they continue running the operational activities, while they continue working on new business requirements. So we are not here to kick out anybody, right? We are here to solidify the foundation that they've already built and to provide our insights based on what has been happening in the past years with SAP BRIM, with the customer, and with technology altogether.
Okay, sounds great. Maybe I'm not quite ready to take off this skeptical customer hat, but the examples are pretty much solid. Anyways, could you please sum up for decision makers, for example, chief financial officers or chief information officers, what could be the key message that they should take away from all of this?
So what I want people to take away from this session today, your SAP BRIM, it's either is either revenue accelerator or revenue anchor. It's never neutral. The question now is whether you want to find those optimization or issues proactively, or do you wait for competitive pressures or auditors or maybe failed product launches or issues occurring in the billing system to force the issue?
Great, exactly. I really love your point about being proactive, because when you reactively react to the issues, it never ends well. So, thank you very much for being here with me today. It was very insightful, and see you in the next one.